Hey everybody, it's Peter, and this is the Piaggio Liberty S scooter. This one happens to be 150 cc's. There's also a 50 cc version, but I'm a big fan of this 150 cc for economy, for fun, for safety, for all kinds of reasons. So here's how this channel works. I'm gonna do my best to answer a whole bunch of questions about this scooter in this video, but if you have more questions, I hope you'll subscribe and ask questions in the comments below, because if you have questions, I will answer them both in the comment section and by making more videos, because there's no way that you're the only one with that question. And how do I do that? Well, I'm here at Jim Gilbert's Power Sports in Fredericton, New Brunswick, where they give me complete access to their entire line of power sports vehicles, from Piaggio, Vespa, to Piaggio e-bikes, to Kawasaki, and all kinds of other vehicles as well, including the whole lineup of Teslas there beside us here. So we've got all kinds of cool vehicles here that I have complete access to, and I will give you as much information as I can. Now let's go in on this one. First of all, why scooters? Well, scooters are pretty amazing. They're easy to drive, they're very short, easy to park. There's no gearing or anything. Well, there is a gearing, but you don't have to shift gears or anything. You just twist and go. This one is amazing when it starts up. It's really, really quiet, and it can get you kind of anywhere you need to go in an in-town environment. And in this case, it'll take you out of town as well with that 150 cc engine. So let's talk a little bit more in detail about this specific model, and we'll move on to scooters as well in general, and we'll keep going from there. When most people think of a scooter, they often think of something like a Vespa scooter, and Piaggio and Vespa are very closely tied together. In fact, this shares an engine with a Vespa scooter. But the Vespas have that traditional styling, which some of you may like, but some of you may not. This gives you a whole different bodywork of styling. It's much more motorcycle-like to drive in the good way. It's got a few little motorcycle type aspects in here, but you still have very much the scooter feel. So we'll get to those motorcycle things in a second, but I want to talk about just sitting here. You've got a nice low handlebar, you can see everything. Whether you're tall or short, you can very comfortably drive this, and it can fit a passenger. If you do take a passenger, you've got the foot pegs right here, which fold into the bodywork and they come back out like that. And whereas the Vespa is kind of, the frame is part of the bodywork, this one's designed more like a traditional motorcycle where you've got body panels on top. But scooters are very, very practical. They've got storage panels down here. They've got storage underneath here. And we're going to talk about storage in just a second, but making it practical makes it more useful than something like a motorcycle, and they're great in town. You've got good wide mirrors here. We're going to talk about the front ABS system here, 2 brakes here and a throttle there, and that's how you operate it. It's super, super simple. And the biggest thing is getting around town becomes a lot more fun on something like this. So let's talk about safety first. All right, first thing I want to show you is some lighting. Now, it's hard to see the lighting from the angle I'm showing you up, but there are some LED lights in here. I'll try to show you some better views of those in the future. You have your headlight up here. The very first thing I should let you know is this is running right now. I'm wearing a microphone and I'm speaking in a normal volume that I would do to make these videos. There's the feeling out there that loud pipes save lives, and that may have some value in a highway situation, but in the city there's lots of noise everywhere else. And the benefit of a scooter like this is you have really good visibility, and when you have such a quiet engine that, like I said, is running right now, you can hear everything around you. I can hear the truck coming up the road down there. So being able to hear things, to me, allows you to keep safe. You can hear the other traffic around you. They don't need to hear you. They'll see you if you're dressed appropriately, if you're in the lane the way you need to be, and if you're driving defensively. The bigger thing in a city environment is making sure you can see and hear everything else, and you're not drowned out or deafened by your own vehicle, and that's what this does. Now, up front here, got headlights there, high beam, low beam as well, and you can flash to pass as well. You've got your signal lights, of course, left and right, all controlled here on the left side handlebar, which I'll show you right now. And you've got front wheel ABS, which is what we're going to talk about next. As we take a look at the right side controls here, you can see that both, well, you will see eventually that both sides have a handbrake. This is typical motorcycle stuff. Your front brake is here. Normally on the other side you have a clutch, but you have a second handbrake here, and you can see it says front wheel ABS. One thing that's important to realize is that a huge proportion of your braking is done on the front wheel. So being able to have a front wheel that doesn't lock up, that's the one that sends you down. So front wheel ABS, by avoiding locking up, it can help you keep you upright easier. While we're showing the controls here, we've got a little bit of controls there with a throttle. Of course, we brake, we mentioned. Kill switch, which is standard on every motorcycle, every scooter. Your start button here, and a little trip display where you can cycle through there. Let's show left side now. Left side, very similar. Again, when we're talking about safety, you've got your left side brake in here, which is, again, your rear brake here. And then you've got your headlights, which are always on. But you can switch to your high beam like that, or when they're always on, you can flash to pass. So you can just get someone's attention by flashing there, and also by turning the handlebar, you can get someone's attention to, because the headlight is mounted to your handlebar. You've got your signal lights here, simply press there or press here. Pressing in will cancel them. Your horn switch down here, I don't have it on, but the horn is nice and loud. And this is your storage. We're gonna talk to storage in a second, but let's continue on with showing you this ABS for 1 second. Taking a look at the front wheel, you're going to see this little disc in here. That's what is functionally your ABS. That has little sensors that can read when there's wheel slippage or not based on these sensors. You can see how many little holes there are in there. So that gives you real precise control with that ABS. But the other thing you're going to notice down here is a very motorcycle looking front end on this Liberty S scooter. You're going to end up with drilled disc brakes, which is very much like a sport bike. Those help dissipate heat better, and I'm sure some of it is just styling, but they also are very good at, the reason they're drilled is to dissipate that heat, to deal with heavy braking or hard braking. And you're going to notice, again, the tire is different than a lot of other scooters. A lot of other scooters come with 10 or 12-inch tires. This is a 16, or sorry, when we're talking about diameter of the rim, so this is a 16-inch diameter. So that is a much larger wheel and tire combination than on something like a traditional scooter. In fact, it's only 1 inch smaller than your typical sport bike. Sport bikes have 17-inch wheels, so you've got really proper motorcycle style and sized tires that of course give you that a little bit different feeling in the handling. I like these over higher speeds. I like these, the way they sort of hit bumps, a little bit larger diameter, hits bumps a little differently. And again, it gives you a little bit more of a motorcycle feel than a scooter when you get up to speed. While we're looking at the front wheel, we're going to take a look at the rear wheel here. Again, I showed you this before. This is just really for that passenger foot peg. It tucks nicely into the bodywork, very nicely. But this is the business end of the scooter. And you'll notice we stay on the same side. The brake was on this side and sort of the business end here. So your motor, transmission, everything is all built right in here. It's very low. A low center of gravity means it's an exceptionally stable vehicle when you're just standing over it, which is really, really nice. You've got a single spring on this side, nothing on the opposite side. So you don't need anything there. Again, you're going right down to your sort of center of all this mass here, so that works really well. And you can see it's a variable rate spring. That means it's tighter up here and larger there, so it's just really built to handle the types of riding that you're going to be facing with or without a passenger. So kind of a advanced design on some of these things that you don't always notice at first glance, which is going to make riding it even better. You'll notice there's some space in here for the wheel to move, but there's still a ton of storage under the seat. Let's talk storage. All right, one thing you're not gonna see unless you're a scooter nerd like me is the flat floor here. So a Vespa will have a little bit more of a raised section in here, and it's just a styling thing. It's neither for or against, but the flat flooring allows you to move your feet around a little bit, but it also allows you to take advantage of this clip here. You can just move this to the side, you can hang a bag off here, and if it's longer, it can sit right on that flat floor with your feet on either side to keep it in place. So the first piece of storage is right there with that little bag clip that you don't see. A lot of scooters will have it coming out of here. I kind of like it out of there, just in front of you. You can see it all the time. And then you've got this section right here, which I'm going to turn the vehicle on, push in the key, and that opens up. A little hard to see from your angle, but there's a pocket on each side. You can store a cell phone in there. You have the option of getting USB ports on this bike to keep your cell phone charged, but this is kind of your daily, everyday storage for something like your wallet, something like your cell phone, those kinds of things, just little small things, easy to access, easy to get to every single time. So, jumping inside here is where you have the big benefit. I'm going to press this button right here and you'll see inside. All right, so that button again, just so you're sort of aware where it is, we've got the key to the on position, just an extra click past. We've got this button in the top left of your screen. You're going to press that, and then the seat releases to allow you to have a lot of space here. You can fit a full face helmet in here. So the benefit is when you're parked, you can put your helmet in here, but when you're driving, everything else you need to take can fit right here. If you need more storage options, there are more storage options. Let me show you them. Every Liberty S scooter comes with this rack here, which doesn't look too practical to a lot of people, but it is level with your seat, means you can sit anything you want right here. You don't have to buy official accessories because you have a tie-down spot right here where you can strap things to, Velcro them to, gear tie them around, whatever you want. If you want official accessories, a lot of people put a top box on the back here, which I'll show you a picture of that's on another vehicle in another Liberty scooter in our showroom. But that top box allows you to take another full face helmet or all the gear that you would want to take right here on the back end, and still allows you to take a passenger here as well. So what's it like to ride the Liberty scooter? Well, it's actually a lot of fun. Again, this is designed to be around town, and the first thing you're gonna notice is that center stand. When you're getting on or off, you have that center stand deal. Now, the easiest way to get it off is just to get on, roll it forward like that, and you've got it off the center stand, you're good to go. It's very lightweight maneuverable. But what I like is a lot of center stands, you have to press that down on the ground, and you really have to kind of pull and lift with your hands on the one side or the other. This one is just so easy to do. I'm really just balancing the bike with my fingers and using my foot to push down. It's really, if you're old enough to drive this vehicle and heavy enough to drive this vehicle, you're heavy enough and mature enough to be able to put on that center stand. Once you get it off that center stand, the thing you notice is it's very, very lightweight. Again, the weight being down low really allows you to control it left and right. And again, it has a big seat out front. So unlike some scooters where you kind of feel like you don't have any control with your legs over the vehicle, you still have some control with your legs as you're driving. So you're still kind of latched to the vehicle. If you need more legroom than I have, you can skip a little forward on the seat because it gets narrower so your feet can be flat-footed, but you can see it's very easy to be flat-footed down here. Once you get going, again, it's twist and go. There's no gears to worry about. You just focus on what's going around you, and because it's so quiet, you can see and experience everything. So it's a kind of a cool experience to sense the smells of everything, to hear everything, and to be able to zip through town. At higher speeds, I think those larger wheels give that more of a motorcycle type feeling. You can really lean it into corners and have a lot of fun, and it gives you all of that fun of a motorcycle in something that's incredibly efficient, incredibly easy to park, and incredibly easy to own. It's also cheap on insurance, which makes this a really good option for a lot of people because that smaller engine is not something that they worry too much about you getting in trouble with on your own. So what is it like? Again, big wide mirrors, big round mirrors. Both of these are wide angle type mirrors. They say object mirror closer than they appear, just like the right side mirror will have on your vehicle, on your car. You have that here. You can really see past you. In fact, I can't see my arms at all when I have them adjusted where I need them. So it sees right past you, gives you great visibility. And because they're close to you, they give you that kind of wider angle. If they were further out, like on something like a Kawasaki Ninja, they'll give you a straight view behind you. Whereas these ones, you get that wider angle because they're nice and close to you. So is a scooter right for you? Well, the best thing to do is come on to Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals, Jim Gilbert's Power Sports, to try one for yourself. There's a whole bunch of them in stock. They're a lot of fun for getting around town. And again, this 150cc gets you out of town. And that's really where this doesn't limit you any. It's no less fun in town, but it's more fun to get in and out of town. It's a lot of fun. It's great on gas. You don't even think about the fuel costs. And of course, it gives you the ability to just park anywhere you want. Many cities and towns allow these to park for absolutely free. You can park them like a bicycle. You could lock it up like a bicycle if you really wanted to. So lots of options. Let me know if it's right for you. Let me know if there's something you want to know more, and I'll answer it in the comment section below. And again, we'll make more videos on this scooter and the other variants of this scooter and a whole bunch of other ones. Thanks everybody for watching.